Trust, yeah. Competition looking hella washed. But you said you ain't tricks, man, I got what you drove. Yeah, looking at the game, it's looking hella toss. Yeah, running circles round it while they're trying to cross. Yeah, fast creative players, I want 10 of those. Yeah, this year I'm playing, smashing hella pros. Yeah, about to witness one tactical masterclass. Yeah, you gon' get embarrassed if you dare pose. Chaps and chapheads, I don't even know what to tell you. We've lost Haaland. You know, Haaland's gone. We've had to sell the boy. And he certainly was worth a pretty penny as well, because this is the squad that we've been able to bring in his absence, you might say. You know, he's gone off in the wind. And it's kind of a shame to see as well, seeing as he was meant to be the next Julian Brandt. So I think I'll talk about that in just a sec. But the team that we brought in was able to compete in squad battles. And I mean, really compete. Me and Hayden Hughes were able to get number 5 and 6 in the world, bringing us a really nice, tasty package. You know, really, really decent rewards. And we're opening up the packs to see what we can get. This is the big moment for the club. You know, especially in the first week. This is nothing but huge. I don't even know what to tell you. And who do we bring in? My goodness me. We're doing well. We lose Haaland and we bring in De Bruyne. I don't even know. He's doing some stupid little dance there. But to be honest, I think he could do whatever he wants. He could do a proper cringy Fortnite dance. At the end of the day, he's worth rags, and he'll be gone soon. I didn't tell him that. I said, you know, I shook his hand and, you know, kind of a facade going type thing where it's just like, lad, welcome to the club. You got a real future here, lad. But, you know, if a future is, 2 minutes before he's straight on the transfer list type thing, because the guy's worth rags. I can't help that at the end of the day. Like, he's got a lot of talent, but he's also worth a lot. So, you know, we're opening up the other shipments that have been sent through, and they're not really looking too great. The ultimate pack, this is the creme de la creme. You know, this is a lot of potential. We bring in my guy Insigne, and he has got talent. He's the kind of lad that will be staying at the club, because that's what we need on the ball. We need players that can pass it, people that can dribble, you know, take it past players. And he fits the billing. He fits my tactical philosophy. And all of that really well. There's a lot of other talent that's come in. They've all just kind of come in on one big shipment, and I couldn't be happier. I really couldn't. And you know, obviously touching on Haaland, I mean, it's a real strange one, because Haaland was looking really, really good at the club. You know, tipped to be the next Julian Brandt. The bookies are actually starting to put the bets on to do with him being the next Julian Brandt as well. And I almost actually put a bet on myself until He just had some weird argument with Lego Padme. And I was like, lad, if you're going to argue with anyone, it's not Lego Padme, believe me. But he got into an argument with Lego Padme saying he wasn't happy about the release date because it was held back quite a lot, the new Lego Star Wars that's coming out. And he wasn't happy at all. He was not happy. And, you know, I mean, it's understandable at the end of the day, because Lego Padme is going to be in there, and he wanted to see Lego Padme in the new team. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it needs to... I can understand why it's being delayed. It needs to be perfect. So, you know, Lego Padme, I'm looking forward to seeing her starring. She's actually got a lead role in the new... I believe it's to be called... I think it's like the Skywalker Saga. So I'm really looking forward. I'll be getting that just to see what Lego Padme can do. I'm really excited to see her new moves. So, in terms of new moves, we're making big moves here. And I don't know what I've just done, because I just signed Insigne, even though I've already got the boy. So, I don't really know how that's happened. I think it was kind of a mess up in the paperwork, and I've ended up paying twice. And then I had to pay like a little fee, so I've ended up selling like his old contract or something and like getting a new... It's all a little bit kind of scary, really. But we're bringing in... Essentially, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to really control games now. We're going for a 4-2-4, where the wingers are going to be basically sat on their left back and right back on the build-up. 2 strikers sat on their centre-backs. And it's basically asking the opposition, can you get out? You know, can you break the press? And I just don't really think there is many people that can. I really do think that they're going to struggle to break the press, and we're just going to do the most. So that was my tactical concept going into this team. We're bringing in a lot of pace, a lot of talent, people like Wijnaldum. You know, I had a very clear blueprint for exactly what type of player I wanted in that midfield, and I think Wijnaldum really just fit the billing perfectly. You've got just, I don't know, like, we're talking a lot of lads that can just do some HP damage to you, you know, Insigne, Mertens and all of that. they're looking to do the most, and I just want to go at them. So I think I'll just quickly show. I think we've got like one squad battles game. I just showed a couple of like goals from that, and then we'll play some division rivals, which is really testing because we actually need to qualify for FUT Champions. It's a little bit different how it's all going this year, but we need to do kind of, I guess, a playoff, like a kind of qualification for FUT Champions. Up in the standard. If that's where they want to go, then that's how we have to do it. We're gonna have to do it the hard way. And I'm looking forward to qualifying for FUT Champions. But before we do that, we need to accumulate enough points via division rivals. And it's going to be a tough ask. It's going to be a tough ask, but I'm getting my team ready. I'm looking to try out some tactical concepts that I believe are going to be putting my team at a great chance of doing really well with this thing. Getting the FUT Champions high finishes this year. We're looking to really do the most. So at the moment, I just did some custom tactics of obviously just going like really hard the pitch. Like I say, press after possession loss. We're going after them. We're hunting them. We're hunting in pikes, man. It's going to be vibey. So 85 depth, super hard the pitch. Width in the defence, quite narrow. We want to compress the space in the middle of the park. We don't want to penetrating through the middle. Fast build-up play. We want it to be quite direct, quite quick in our play, really. And 60 width just to give us kind of a little bit of width and not be too narrow. And then in terms of the play instructions, I actually left it all on balance for now. And then I said, as the games kind of go on, I'm going to see what kind of tactical adjustments are going to be made. So you are going to see some tactical adjustments that are being made during the course of some of these division rivals games. But just quickly, this is just literally the highlights of one of our squad battles games. It's just a little test to see how well they would get on in this tournament, because obviously with Hayden Hughes, we're looking to do the most in the squad battles tournament as well. And I have to say, they were tearing the space apart. They were really just kind of doing the most. Insigne and all of that, showing a lot of attacking presence. And I think these are kind of good warm-up games as well for tougher competition that is ready and waiting really for some of these players. But you love to see it. You love to see him just cruising through, and it's just banging. We actually selected 2 kits. We actually had control of some of their kits there, the Bayern Munich kit for us and the Spurs for them, just because we really felt that we would be an advantage with them with the Spurs kit, just because there is obviously the kind of choke and hazard type thing, the bottle that clearly comes with that. So I think we've got Havertz and stuff like that on the transfer list. My goodness me, this is the scary moment there. It's testing now. How well can we get on in Div Rivals? And I was saying to Lego Padme before some of the games, I was like, I really think I've got a squad here. I really think, just buy me some time, because you know what the board of directors like of this club, man. They're always kind of licking their lips, looking at the next manager type thing. And I just said to Lego Padme, just, try and buy me some time. So the first tactical adjustments that I made literally straight away is just putting the right back and left back on stay back while attacking. I wanted them to sit a little bit further back, but straight away we're playing the ball into Insigne and he's picking them apart. What a start. Literally just, what is that, 6 minutes? So I think it was actually before that, 4 minutes. Wijnaldum though driving through the midfield. Look at this, into the back post. My guy Mertens. We're going crazy. At this point, I'm literally going crazy. And I had to kind of tone down the celebrations a little bit, because you kind of have to catch yourself. You're like, whoa, like, don't give away too much that this is, what you're onto. Because I think the celebrations can actually give away what is to come in the future a bit too much as well. We didn't want to give away too much of just how good these strats are. And this was a team that really, I think the team that we're playing here, really, the manager struggled. He really struggled to deal with the press. And he wanted out. I could tell he was kind of just like, he was looking a bit edgy and stuff. And I was looking over, he was sat down in his chair. He wasn't up. He wasn't, taking command of his box at all. As far as, taking command of your box, some people believe that's what you need to do as a manager. I like to, I certainly like to get some distance in on, just get like the little walking tracker. I've actually got a Poke Walker, and I'm like catching Pokemon during the game. So it counts like the amount of steps. So I'm looking to always do that. The manager just walked out with the players. He said, right, chaps, he rounded them up and they just left. They left the stadium. And I think you're going to see a lot of that this season. So stay back while attacking on the left back and right back and step up. I want them to step. As soon as they receive the ball, with like a winger or like a left mid or right mid, I want my left back and right back to step right up to him and press him. And my goodness me, you're seeing basically nothing short of a tactical masterclass here as another manager just walks out. They're all walking. They're literally all walking, man. I don't know what is going on, man. I really don't. They don't really want to stick about. I don't know whether it's like they didn't like the food. You know, because we're giving away free pastels. Free pastels at half time. You know, you already know we've got the lumbar support chairs. And obviously the chairs are a little bit firmer on the away end type thing. But I don't know, like they're still pretty comfortable. They're still actually pretty comfortable. And obviously they got whoopee cushions when they sit down as well. I think that was actually leaving some of the fans embarrassed. I think they're raving and getting quite annoyed about that on Twitter. Because it was just quite embarrassing for certain people that were going there. So we find ourselves 1-0 down in this game and we're looking just to get back in the game. Nice little bit of build-up when Wijnaldum just finds that little bit of space. Wins the penalty, Mertens. I trust him to slot it and he does. He really does. Mendy ain't saving that, man. You're going to have to be like 6'20" if you're saving that. So Grealish looking to do the most. Gives it to Adama Traore. This guy was causing problems. The guy is an absolute monster. A little deflection there. Cuts back. Clever little bit of play, I have to say. You know, at this point, I don't know. It's weird. You know when you're so confident anyway, despite the fact that you're losing the game. I was just very confident in the system and you know, our chance creation that we would just produce enough goals, really. So, Wijnaldum once again. He's kind of driving into a half space because the right winger is actually dragging out the left back and he's able to drive into the space between the centre-back and their left-back there. Mertens literally just runs into him. And we were all having a chuckle about that. That we were all having a right laugh because I think Mertens has actually gone down quite easy. And but he doesn't quite manage to dispatch that one. I'm not too sure what he's thinking there, just hitting it right at keeps. So this is a nice little build-up I wanted to show kind of from a bit further back, building up from the back there. Spinazzola, he was certainly got a lot of talent, but we're just kind of progressing through them. And he's not really able to do much as Wijnaldum. He's having a right game, I tell you. Gets the ball across. He's trying to get out, and the press comes in. There's no time. There's no time to even think. Like, you can't mess about like that in the box. I don't know who briefed him on our tactics, but he really didn't know. And once again, the press comes in. He's messing about. Insigne gets the drop on him, and Reece James takes him out. My goodness me. Now, this is where it gets super controversial, because what he's actually done here is it's been given as a penalty. You know, we're ready to take that penalty. We're ready to really sink our teeth into it. And then the manager and all that just ran off. Like, the ref was like looking away. And literally, I'm not even going to lie, I just saw all of them sprint out. Like, they were sprinting out of the stadium. And the fans were doing the same. And for some reason, the referee is actually giving it as a draw. Despite us literally being about to take a penalty. So I'm not really too sure, you know, if there was a little bit of match fix. And I'm not really going to go out and say that. Because you just never know when a red dot sight is going to appear on your head. So, you know, it's a bit scary to say stuff like that. So we just go into the next game and we just kind of hope that stuff like that doesn't really happen again. And Di Maria going down this left-hand side, he's looking good. I forgot to say, by the way, what we're doing in game is as soon as the game starts, I know Icardi's probably not too happy, but he's actually just like a decoy. We take off Icardi and we put Insigne as the right striker, Di Maria over to the left wing, and then bring on Carrasco as the right winger, and he's got a hell of a lot of talent. So... but looking to break around the counter here. We were struggling a little bit at times with some of these counter-attacks. Bailey just getting away there and slotting that into the bottom corner. And I wasn't happy there, specifically with the positioning of Wijnaldum and Barella, because I noticed they were pushing too far. So I decided I'd put them both on stay back. I just brought them over to the sideline. I said, Wijnaldum, lad, you can't be running forward like that. You see what just happened to us. That's on you. He wasn't happy, but to be fair, he kind of took it on the chin. And I said, lad, just stay back. Cover the centre a little bit, you know, to sit a little bit more cosy. And he actually did that. And Barella, you know, I think they really actually took what I said. I like players that take what I say and they actually listen. You know, it's tough to find players that actually do that. But Mertens getting the goal, 2-1 up. And this is how we're building out from the back again. So Spinazzola finding that space on that left-hand side. And he's able to progress through the lines. And they drag out the right back. All of a sudden, Spinazzola gets a load of space. We got so many players waiting in the middle. Corner ball. And this is where we've been drilled. You know, this is where the players have got to be kind of coming in on what we've been doing on the training ground. And Dumfries, he's massive, like Dumfries leaps, man. Look at that. That is vibey, man. Dumfries, my guy. The lad can really jump. You know, he used to be a gymnast, you know, trampoline type thing, and man was really jumping. And they found that when they took away the trampoline, he was still jumping massive. So I don't really know how he's done it. My guy Di Maria, though, just getting the ball there and slotting away. And you're seeing a bit of a theme here. You're seeing a bit of a theme, and the theme is that managers are just walking. I don't know whether it's just like they don't want to stick around for the traffic at the end or something, and they think, you know, the fans streaming out. But the Lego Padme fans like to just stay in the ground and just sing for Lego Padme. They actually like, it's almost like a choir. She comes out and she kind of waves her hands, and they just sing all sorts of lovely songs. So that usually keeps the fans at the stadium for quite a while. We have a bit of a party after, depending on how the performance was. So Insigne getting a goal there once again. The press coming in hot. Spinazzola's getting so much joy, and I really love, you know, he's got a lot of quality on the ball. And I forgot to say, by the way, the team that had a lot of those Chelsea players, you know, Thiago Silva, etc., they're actually a reserve team right now. So they haven't actually been sold. We've got them all on contracts, and they're taking in wages while sitting on the bench and having a laugh. Thiago Silva he's a great lad to have a chat with on the bench. Yeah, Di Maria goes across. What's he saying? Little whips. It's cut out. The press comes in. Bang. I mean, it's nice. The press just works for you. You know, you don't really have to do anything. It's just kind of like let them come into your trap every time. It's like springing a trap, and they fall for it every time. So there you have it, chaps and chappets. I have to say the new tactics are working really well. We're eyeing up FUT Champions, the qualification, and yeah, stick around if you want to see us really progress. It's going to be mad. So I'll see you in a jiffy.